Marriott Hotel. So yeah, I know y'all all pissed off. You clowning the Pope. Or you gonna just clown the Pope like that? I don't even like the Pope. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Pope is a hoe. All of them dudes up there in the Vatican have done some horrible stuff to the people of the earth. And they need to be snitched on. That's why I told you what the Pope been up to. So don't get mad at me for blowing the whistle on somebody that desperately need for people to know what their activities been consistent of. That's all to it. So I've been having a good time. I have. You know, I hope that everybody been enjoying these videos. I've been putting a lot of work into them. I know I'll be acting stupid. I just to get off the norm, you know, about just not trying to just be on attack mode all the time. Even though that's pretty much what I should be. But it just get old. So I just try to be a little bit of entertaining. That's all, you know, make it interesting, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just kind of really concerned about our world, the circumstances that I see coming. And I want to try to make everybody be able to see the contributions that they can give, whether up or down, east or west, don't matter. You gotta do something. No action is the worst of all. Just sitting around acting like it ain't nothing going on. Or like there's something wrong with the people that's trying to wake people up. I'm sure that the government has found out now that my prophecies come true, and then a lot of their asses are dying. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't the one that's ordaining them. Their own actions is doing that. I have a specific job. That is, you tell them what I tell you to tell them. And I do. Real simple. Ain't getting paid for it. Don't really care because I already know that I'm making my mom happy. That's what I'm supposed to do. What I mean is on this earth we live on, things ain't all extravagant for me. I don't live like the Pope. I don't even think I would want to. I think that's a tad bit extravagant for me, especially under the circumstances of so many people not having. Now, if everybody on the planet was living lavish lifestyles, they ain't even got to be that lavish, but just enough where you didn't have 30% of the world that's working, and the other 60% is doing whatever they can. Everybody get out their own job if it wasn't for people like, I ain't gonna say having so much, and just themselves with greed and military strength and dogma, and then a history of taking and never giving anything back. So, as I said before, there is people here to put eradication to all that hoarding and all that selfishness. Myself being Asara Sateparamaat, that's me. It really is. I'm not hiding. I ain't afraid of shit. I mean, I'm not. And so I don't want to believe that. As you can see, I always roll by myself. I ain't got no dog, no bulletproof vest, no police assistance, no cell phone. Something. That's all I need. In my heart. That's what I'm working with, alright? Because my heart is genuine. You gotta have a genuine heart to be able to understand the dynamics of your universal existence as God. Because if your heart is not pure enough, you can have doubt in yourself being so divine. And this is from foolish information that you receive from the Bible and other people on earth who haven't found their knowledge itself. So they would tell you that there is no room for you to exist as a God, but they will tell you there's plenty of room for you to exist as a devil. And then they'll sell you the solution to eradicate your state of devilism. But they can't tell you how to become a God, because that is left to their soul personification, which would always give you a need to come to them, because they alone can possess the God source. And I can meter it to you, but it's going to cost you your time and your money. That's what they're saying to you. And people fall for that every day. You go run to the courthouse to get permission. If you need permission from God, according to the Bible, to have intercourse with someone, that's what they're saying. The Bible says, in order to prevent fornication, let every man have a wife and every woman a husband. I don't know it word for word, but some to that extent, right? But the thing is, the person who sits in a position of recognizing you two taking an oath or a vow with each other ends up being a white man. So the whole idea, and if it ain't a white man, if it's a black judge, it's still under the control of a white government that we know is corrupt. So now I come and I meet a woman. It's just safe for say I meet a lady from another race. Well, we the same race, we know that, but the dichotomization right here can make me see some of the women that I see a long time that's not immediately pigmented, real hair, braids, pigments, melanated, Nubian goddess. You know what I'm talking about. If she's not that, she could be one of the other melanated, Nubian, confused women that call themselves Spanish. Because anyway you look at it, they're confused too. They just don't know that. And I ain't trying to even go there. But I'm just saying the dynamics of our world is that we've been so dichotomized that I can put two women together. They can both have the same skin complexion, but because they speak a different language and come from different ID sectors, there's all false values of egoism that's been given to them by another sector of people who wants to confuse them. If I were to pick the one that's confused that believes she's Spanish over the one that's confused that believes that a fake hair is going to be better than her natural godly hair, and it makes her more attractive, is it more attractive or more acceptable? See, but either way, I'll get a problem from both of them if I say I'm not trying to prove my love for you by going to ask some white man to give me permission to have sex with you. And she probably won't understand that. She said, why don't you look at it as if that's what you're doing? I said, because that's exactly what I'm doing. Because the thing is, in order for you to feel comfortable with having me as your lover, you want me to go through this handed-down ritual that your mother went through and her grandmother went through. And the only thing I do is make us go and bow down to some white man that give us a piece of paper and say now we can be with each other because he gave us permission to it. Permission of being with each other should come from the pits of me and your hearts and by our action, of our commitment to each other. That's what sustains how far our relationship should go, how far we want to stay with each other. It has nothing to do with a piece of paper. But see, we live in a world where people in the church will see a man and woman that has not went down that road and did the ritual that the churches and religion have, implemented as being sinners, go on their way to hell. So now here you got a whole religious sector of people that's fawning on two young people that love each other and doing the things that people in love do, except they have a ritualized a societal, really, enforcement is what it is. It's an enforcement. Because the people who don't belong to that religion still get the same scorning when they don't follow that stupid ritual that every other person wants to follow to prove that you got proper right to be with each other. Proper right is when our chemistry is good enough where we end up with each other. That's all that it takes. Problem is, how strong are you in your heart? How determined are you inside of yourself to know that you can govern yourself? And you should have the right to decide who you have the right to couple with. Where does that come from? Does that come from a society who could handpick people and put them together because of a political desire to control the masses? Do you think the marriage of Upper and Lower Kemet and Nubia could be something that could be arranged through superior attraction of chemistry between a man and a woman, or something that's arranged from a political aspect? What happens when that goes down? It's It's real simple. You can see that it's a family that's having a dynasty to control the wealth or to control of the land. That's exactly what that is. And it's not bad as long as that is done in a format where it involves reciprocity. You understand? And real active energy of wanting to be united. We have, with the Europeans that control everything, is dichotomized, including the damn states in the country. 50 dichotomized states, which it's not a problem with that, but you dichotomize it so much as to where then you have competence and sports and everything, and freeways, highways, and then governments. You got lobbyists who try to get better freaking appointed support for this attorney or for this politician. This state trying to win this favoritism over this freaking candidate. It's just ridiculous. And all this dichotomization is based for the perpetuating the wealth to the people that has the wealth. So my point is, when you hear me talking shit about the Pope, and I know that religion has come about and become the powerful entity that it is over the earth right now, as to where the religion like Christianity can frown if they see me and a Spanish woman together and actually have the nerves to say that I'm crossing the line because I'm with a woman that's not melanated. But then they see me, and man, in my book, she is melanated. Every woman on earth is in my book, but I still live in a society where people are so dichotomized that they would like to see single people, other than people that are single, complete themselves by being with what's valuable. But by doing that, you can set yourself up to be targeted even more than you targeted already because of skin color, or where you live at, or your class of wealth, all that old shit. Right? It's the reason why I could vomit when I see the Pope getting so much media coverage to fly around in that helicopter that he became in possession of for tons and tons of criminal acts. Okay? Misguided freaking energy. I mean, wars, slavery, prostitution, drug sales, incarcerations, mental abuse, okay? Land theft, all right? Land pollution, okay? You name it. The Vatican has been behind it, and it's still behind it. Crusade wars, all right? So when you have divine people on the earth, such as myself, and other divine people, that doesn't hardly get that type of exposure at all, and that's the reason our earth is dying. If you notice, the people, they get the exposure on the planet, just like the freaking melanated people, such as myself, that have a real way of expressing themselves, whether it be through music or dance or any other type of device of God greatness that becomes encapsulated in your being. The misuse of that is really a smack in the face of your creator. You know, I mean, it really is. I really draw the line with the things that I do and how far I go. And some things I put out there that might be a little startling to other people. So I can't believe he do that. He say he's a God, man. But see, this is where I'm at. And I'll tell you why my acts of craziness is the way they are. Because that's the world we live in. I'm never going to hope to be responsible of looking at myself taking a gun and blowing somebody's brains out or any other crazy stuff that we see people all over the world doing. So if I do bizarre things, such as, you know, indicating we are adults. Anything that I don't even have to say that come to mind because there's no sense of saying it. Everybody see the things that I do and you hear the things that I say. And a lot of things might startle and disturb people because I watch it myself and they get a little rise out of me, even though I'm the one that did the shit. But what I'm saying is that most of it is because it's bringing